Over the weekend, an in-depth report was published by the Houston Chronicle regarding the sexual abuse of over 700 victims by ministers or volunteers within the Southern Baptist Church over the last 20 years. Now, the writers of Abuse of Faith collected and verified the roughly 380 Southern Baptist leaders and volunteers, which included those who were sued, convicted, confessed, resigned, or had a pending outcome. Of the 220 who had been convicted or prosecuted, 90 remain in prison and 100 are registered as sex offenders. Compared to the millions who have passed through the Southern Baptist ministry, this number is just a small fraction. However, the story of one child being subject to abuse is vile, but hundreds, and at the hands of those who should be most trustworthy, is downright sickening. Well, I don't want to digress into the minds of someone this evil. In these situations, it is only right to look at the layers of dysfunction and lack of accountability which allowed this type of behavior to occur for so long. 20 years before the publishing of the article, victims stood before the executive committee of the SBC telling their stories of abuse and asking for ways to prevent future situations, something like an internal database where allegations and stories could be noted. The lack of this resource only makes an organization as large as the Southern Baptist Church ripe for sexual predators to continue working in the church and have multiple victims around the country, all under the cover of doing God's work. We have heard a lot from victims of abuse within the Catholic Church, and unfortunately have no doubt this evil exists in almost every denomination or sect of faith. But just as shocking as the story is the response. Almost immediately, calls of this being a hit job on the Christian faith loudly were heard. Also, as expected, the pointing of fingers at other religions' practices of abuse. Irresponsible and ignorant responses like this only make me want to scream, "What is wrong with you people?" Sure, there is a justifiable argument going on regarding the role of Christianity in America today. But we are talking about children being molested, sent explicit text and photos, shown pornography, or even photographed nude. Stories of rape and sexual assault of children, men, and women. The only appropriate response is, how did we allow this to happen? What can we do to prevent this from ever happening again? And how can we support the victims? There is zero excuse ever for this type of abuse happening. And you can thank Eve maybe for allowing evil to enter this world, but it is extremely hard for a victim to come forward. And I imagine even worse when their abuser is someone who is put in a place of moral and spiritual authority. By showing your support for those victims, you help encourage others to come forward. Then an organization must hold the abusers accountable for their actions, both in the eyes of the law and in the eyes of God. It is sad we have to deal with this evil in this world, but not only do we as members of the human race have the command to respect one another, we also must protect one another.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.